Nobody even knows they were happening. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, that was entertaining, Jeffrey, just so you know.
Wi-Fi.
You had Chief Deputy Bartley mixed up there because he was behind us when he was talking. All right. We'll call this meeting to order. We're looking for a motion that the minutes of the previous meeting be accepted as presented. Second. Scott, Sam, thank you. Call for a vote on that, please, Karen.
Mr. Bowlers,
Yes.
Mr. North,
Yes.
Mr. Pisarcik,
Yes.
Mr. Bartley.
Yes.
Looking for a motion that the jail report for March 2022 be accepted as presented. Sam?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Call for a vote on that, please.
Mr. Bowlers.
Yes.
Mr. North,
Yes.
Mr. Pisarcik,
Yes.
Mr. Bartley.
Yes.
Looking for a motion that the prisoner transport report for March 2022 be accepted as presented.
So moved.
Second. Call for a vote on that, please, Karen.
Mr. Bowlers,
Yes.
Mr. North,
Yes.
Mr. Pisarcik,
Yes.
Mr. Bartley.
Yes.
Looking for a motion that the financial report for March 2022 be accepted as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Call for a vote, please, Karen.
Mr. Bowlers,
Yes.
Mr. North,
Yes.
Mr. Pisarcik,
Yes.
Mr. Bartley.
Thank you. Motion that the intermediate punishment report for March 2022 be accepted as presented.
So moved. Second.
Scott, Sam, thank you. Call for a vote, please, Karen.
Mr. Bowlers,
Yes.
Mr. North,
Yes.
Mr. Pisarcik,
Yes.
Mr. Bartley.
Yes.
All right, we are looking for a motion that the restrictive intermediate punishment drug and alcohol program report for March 2022 be accepted as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Call for a vote on that, please, Karen?
Mr. Bowlers,
Yes.
Mr. North,
Yes.
Mr. Pisarcik,
Yes.
Mr. Bartley.
Yes.
All right, old business. Anything carried through?
I believe so.
Didn't have anything on it, or anything, anybody? No? Okay, no old business.
Okay.
Let's go to new business. We're waiting to hear how the new schedulings go.
It's actually working pretty good. We've actually eliminated all but one part-time officer up at the jail at this time. They've all moved to full-time positions. We had an ad up for new full-time correction officers. It was up for a little less than a week. We've already filled all of our vacancies up there as of today. The way things go, that could definitely change by tomorrow, but for now, they are all full.
Thank you.
They just have to go through training before they can hit the floor and start working.
Okay, just for conversation, training, how long does that take?
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Is that you handling situations and that type of stuff, the training?
The training kind of goes through everything that a normal shift would do. They kind of cover down as far as the laundry goes, serving the meals, just different disciplinary actions, just everything that, you know, a regular correction officer would do.
They get
They learn all that.
CPR, basic first aid, AED training, pepper ball training, OC training, all those things that they have to have those, a lot of these certifications to be a corrections officer in our facility, so.
If they're part-time, they don't have to have all these things?
They still go through the same exact training,
Oh, okay.
same training. Any officer that goes out there and gets employed goes through the same training.
So even though they're part-time already, then they're gonna do the same training again?
They would- They go through training before anything. They don't work on the floor until they go and complete the actual training. They have a couple tests that they have to pass and things like that, so.
Do you have any idea what the turnover rate is during that training period? Like how many people maybe decide it's not the job for them?
It's relatively lower than it used to be. I would say maybe 20%. It honestly, probably a couple of years ago, it was roughly 50%.
Oh, wow.
Once people would come in and see what
Wow.
the job actually was, you make your mind up real fast if that's something you actually want to pursue or not, so. Yeah, a lot of things have changed up there in the last couple of years and it's definitely getting better, but it's still ways to go yet. With that being said, next week is correction officers week, so as far as myself and the deputy warden, I just want to thank all the corrections officers, not just at our facility, but all across the nation. Because they definitely do one of the jobs that nobody else wants to do. It's a very, very tough job. So I know I greatly appreciate what they do. I really do.
Okay, first week of May.
First week of May. We got a couple things planned for them, so see how it goes.
Well, certainly, they have a hard job and they do a lot of good things behind the scenes that people aren't gonna see, but they're a critical part of, you know, what makes our society work.
Absolutely. It's definitely not a job everybody wants, that's for sure. It takes a special kind of person to walk through those doors every day. So.
They don't have to have a degree or anything like that? I mean, I'm sure there are degrees for it, but.
For our facility, it's high school diploma, clean criminal background.
And just part-time, you're gonna still try to have one or two, or just?
I think we'll continue trying to have at least one or two just to kind of cover down the odd shifts and things like that. As far as people taking vacations and things. Now, if we can figure out a way to phase that out, we will definitely try to. I know we're definitely gonna attract more qualified personnel up there if we can move them into full-time right off the bat and part-time. Everybody wants a set schedule, so it's hard because we're open every day of the year. It makes it really difficult. It does.
You never close.
No, like around holidays and weekends, they don't really get to see a lot of that because they work.
One of the things that were discussed, if somebody wanted to be part-time, you know, if they didn't want to necessarily go to full-time, you know, that's be entertained, you know, there's always things to be done and there's always room for those people to be slotted in places, you know, but it's just not as necessary. So.
Anything else on that? Anybody got any questions, comments?
So just, let's be clear, these new four jobs that you're posting are new positions, is that correct, or are those old?
They're new positions.
So they need to go to salary board to be created, so they're not even created in the posting.
Yeah, I was already given the green light to go ahead and go through with this.
I'm sure Commissioner Boers will have a salary board shortly to create.
Okay.
Okay,
So I got.
yeah, that's all you got? Anything else? Do you have anything you want to report? Everything's good?
Maybe next
Will?
month.
Okay.
All right.
Any other questions?
How's Sam's transport's coming?
We're right on schedule. I think we only have one pending right now to the state prison for the males. In the very near future, here will be, going on that trip. So our females have all been taken that have been sentenced to state prison. So right now we're sitting pretty good right now, so.
It caught up pretty quick then, once you were able to.
It did, yeah, it did.
What had to happen so that you're able to do that?
So once they actually do get sentenced by Judge Fordora, court common pleas, once we actually get the paperwork from the courts, probation, whatever, and then I have to get them COVID tested. The jail gets them COVID tested within 7 days. The nurses take care of that. They have to have a negative test within 7 days, and we can send them. If they come back positive, obviously the state prison is not going to take them. The jail does their thing, taking care of them, and then we'll try again. So right now, I do about one transport a month right now. Seems to be working out all right. So we take a van load about once a month. So
Does the jail get reimbursed for holding prisoners that are supposed to go to state that you can't send there?
I don't believe so. No.
Just that-
Well, I mean,
Yeah, they're still in our custody, so
Okay, I
until they're
see.
transferred.
And we do. I work at the jail and work at the courts. We do get them out of the fastest and the best we can. I mean, a lot of times, unfortunately, the DOC has the final say on when I can take and when, so kind of at their mercy most of the time. So, but everybody, I would say, works together and gets what we have to get done. Be able to transport them.
Right. It's good. Happened pretty quick finally.
Yeah, we cleared out a little bit. So
For now.
for now,
We'll see next week.
court next week. So yeah, it'll be
Different.
Anything else, anybody?
Have anything else?
Scott? Nothing. Jeff, anything else?
No.
All right. Okay, well then we'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second. Thank you, everybody.
Moving out.
Thank you, massive, last 3 meetings.
Well, some of these things, I don't know, so I think that's good. I don't know that maybe there's others.
Thanks, Dan. See you here.
Sam's done good. Way to go, Sam.